All right, guys, we're back. We're doing the Daytona Comic Con haul video. Let's see. Today we have, out of everyone on the screen today, all went at different days, either Saturday or Sunday. Miller, who does not reside in Florida, did not attend the show, but he wants to still join us and share his current pickups or latest pickups. So let's go ahead and set it off. Let's see. You know what? I'll go first. Light week, a lot of great vendors. First of all, big shout out to the con. They had a great setup. There was a lot of vendors, new vendors that I've never seen before. So that was always good. I saw a few more Golden Age books from previous years, so that's always pleasant. Didn't manage to pick up anything, but still very nice to see that Golden Age is still around and people are still collecting and selling them. As far as the pickups, I went on Saturday, picked up just 3 books, starting with Captain America 117.
Nice.
Recently sold
I knew you was going to drop something heavy.
Well, recently I sold my one and only graded copy, or not sold, we did a trade, myself and Tap. So I needed to get another copy. The one that I have is closer to a 6.0, and this one's a higher grade. So,
that looks pretty.
Very nice cover,
amazing,
and
bro.
unfortunately for the book, and fortunately for me, the price on it is on the downturn right now. So if you've wanted to get this book in the past, high grade, mid grade, whatever grade you could afford, right now is the right time to do it.
Awesome.
That's a big, nice book.
Picked up a copy of X-Men Annual.
Nice.
Always a good one to have.
Nice.
Yes, $25. So
Can't go wrong.
Nice.
That's crazy. That's a good price.
yeah, there was a lot of copies of this book everywhere. If you were digging through the boxes, you probably saw a few of them. I didn't see many on the walls, but really a lot of the good books were not on the walls. Personally, I just digging through the boxes was probably going to be a better win.
I like that cover.
That
Picked
is
up another
dope.
copy for $5. Anytime somebody has this book, I will pay up to $10 for this book. 20 if it's like 100% a 99 possibility. Other than that, $5 to $10 for this book. I love it.
Oh, that's dope.
Why
That's
do you
good.
love that book so much?
I am a Gwen fan. Cover. She's with the rest of the crew here from the Spider-Verse. Besides just the cover itself, the story though, the Spider-Verse storyline, amazing story, which I did not read until about 3 years ago. So I was very late to the party on this one, but amazing read. If you could pick up the volumes, I would.
Yeah.
So that's what I picked up. Let me go ahead and switch it over to, let's see, Brian.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I had a great time at the con. I thought there was a lot more people there than I had originally expected. And there were so many great books on the walls of every vendor that I didn't even get to look through half, like a third of the boxes I wanted to look through.
That's very true.
Yeah, I was very highly considering going again today, but there's just too much driving. But I got some good stuff. I got, if you know me, I like the 90s comics. So I got a Wildcats #1.
Nice. Always a good
Okay.
pickup.
Yep, this is a
Nice.
newsstand. Yeah, this is
Oh,
a
nice, yeah.
newsstand. The guy was asking 125 for it, which was bonkers, and he said it was like 70% off or whatever, but he still wanted $50. I was able to get him down to 20, which is what they're going for on eBay. So I got that. I got this old Scotty Young.
Scotty.
Yep, old Scotty Young Electra book. It was like
Pretty cool.
$10. I got this for I think $1. I'd never even seen it before.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
That's a dope cover.
old MJ with a wearing Spider-Man's costume. So I got that. This was $5. It's number 7. It's not number 6, but it's number 7, second print.
Oh,
Nice.
So I picked up one of those. I got one of these for $3.
the vineyard.
Ever.
Oh.
It's a cool cover.
Yeah. Grabbed one of these.
Okay.
Got a Kiss cover.
There you go.
Oh.
Superior Spider-Man. That's when Doc Ock was actually in Peter
Took
Parker's
over.
body.
Yeah.
That's a good
so-
Kiss cover.
And that's a
Yeah.
good story too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
great.
dope.
That was a great run. Got another one of these. This is a very early '90s variant, Joe Madureira Rogue variant.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
I always pick these up when I see them. And I found this for $10, I think, or it was $5.
So,
And the keys that I got the first appearance of the Mask.
That's good.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
That's good.
Good
Course
pickup,
presents.
man.
that's
Yeah,
a
first
good
appearance of the
pickup right
Mask. And I got this one, which is something I've been wanting for a while. Bloodstone number
Nice.
1.
there. Oh yeah.
God, man.
Oh,
Yep.
Was that on the
yeah.
wall or was that in the
It
box?
was on the wall. Yeah, someone's wall. So I grabbed one of these. Been wanting this for a long time. So price was right. Grabbed it.
Good pickup.
What else did I get?
Nice.
Prison.
Yep, Ant-Man number 10, Jenny Frison Psylocke variant, signed by Jenny Frison.
Oh,
that's a pretty
okay.
cover.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
another one of my favorite Jenny Frison covers.
Yes.
And not a comic, but I did get this sweet Silky statue.
oh yeah.
like
Oh, he
that.
was super
nice.
hyped with it too, man.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
was nice. That was nice.
Yeah, I got this from our boy Aaron.
Very
So,
cool.
Already
I was
have it
gonna
up, right?
ask you, did you get that from Aaron too?
yep, got it from Aaron. Yep, he's the last one he had.
Cool.
That was my pickups, but the con was fun. I had so much fun at the con.
Yeah, so Brian and I were both there on Saturday. Brad and Mike went today, which is Sunday. So let's go ahead next over to Mike and let us know what you got, buddy.
What's up, family? It's Forum Comics here. Well, like everybody said, just to kind of go through not to repeat it, but to say the con was awesome. It was a great time. Met a lot of great people, a lot of great vendors. It was, just an awesome con to pick up some books. Was able to pick up a few things. One, nice Catwoman Adam Hughes cover. So
Nice.
try to pick these up whenever I can. Not going crazy with it, but it was just, hey, beautiful cover, beautiful art, Adam Hughes, Catwoman. She's one of
And
my
not to
favorite
be in
DC
your
ladies.
business, you got a great deal on that, by the way. I was there when he bought it, so he got a great deal on that.
The guy he hooked me up because I went back for it, because one of those things, you see a book and you're like, oh, like I need it to finish the run, because I'm trying to finish that run, the Adam Hughes run in Catwoman. So I went back, put it down, left, came back. The guy was like, all right, I'll give you the, $15 off, $20 off the sticker price. I'm like, done. Let's take it home.
There you go.
Another one I picked up was
Oh,
Cat, a little old school book here. So as you know, the Cat becomes Tigra. So this is the first appearance of the Cat, who later becomes Tigra as well.
Nice.
So had to grab that. Another little pickup. So first, Cersei, that cover appearance. So if you're a Wonder Woman fan, again, just one of the villains for Wonder Woman. So grab that as
Bummer
well.
Good cover.
That if I was thinking about that, so that's why I was like, that's part of the reason I grabbed it as well.
Yeah.
It's a nice lady cover, but definitely grab that for that. And then also, finally, I was able to
nice.
grab this guy.
Nice.
Deal, man.
Super
Very cool.
excited about the deal, working for this one, so I can't. And Brad, when you talk about Brad selling stories, so if you saw our cover battle, Brad is a great storyteller. Brad will have you in the fields. So Brad was telling us the story of Blue Marvel, and I couldn't pass it up, guys. I was like, you know what? Let me take
Amazing.
it. Done.
Yes.
So that's
Such
all
a
I
great
grabbed
book.
at the
Awesome,
con.
awesome.
So, awesome time.
Man, if I recommend people just get the volume, just pick it up, read it. It's a
Yeah.
great story.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right, Supernova's up. What's up, buddy?
So what's up, everybody? Now I really had a light day. I know everybody else was like, "Oh, it's light," and then they brought out these heavy books. But no, we had a great time today. I do wish I was with the rest of the team on Saturday, because we always have fun once we're all together. But I will say this. Because I went with Mike, we also went with Dave, a friend, as well. I was able to be a little bit more focused and a little bit more intentional. And I manifested that I was going to get these 2 books this week. So the first book that I got, that I found soon as I walked in, as you guys know, I've been looking for Invincible 89.
Man,
Nice.
good deal, bro.
That's
First
cool.
Bulletproof as Invincible.
Where did you find that?
there was a guy. Soon as you walk in, probably diagonal from Pedro's booth, he had the entire run of Invincible in his box.
Are you serious?
The entire run of Invincible.
Man.
The initial guy Gerald sent me to, he was like, somebody wiped me out yesterday. And I did ask, I said, was the guy named Brian Parnes by any chance? Just because I know sometimes Brian likes to quadruple up on certain books.
Right.
Invincible is getting hot.
Not me.
This isn't a spec book for me. This is just a personal. I wanted it. It's an amazing cover, amazing art on the cover. And again, this is bulletproof as Invincible. So this was something I manifested. I've been speaking on it for weeks. I've been in a group chat saying, hey, fellas, you seen it? You seen it? And it's tough, man. Early Invincible is tough. And I'm starting to learn with comics in general. Those first 100 issues, man, if you're not on top of them, they're really, really tough to find those key niche issues you may be looking for. And then lastly, I was finally able to pick up ASM 87.
Nice.
As y'all know, I was looking for this as well. I found it at the very end of the show. Actually, Dave found it for me. He was scouring, looking, and he found it. And with this ASM, Peter Parker, he gets kind of tired of being Spider-Man. He gives the suit up to Hobie Brown. So there's actually a panel here where Hobie is Spider-Man in the suit being crazy. So that's why I picked this book up. ASM 87, John Romita Sr. on the artwork. Those were my pickups, but very intentional this week. And again, these weren't big key books, but these were books that were important to me. I had to get them. I had to pluck out and make a hole in some runs and some key issues vendors had, but I'm happy with my purchase.
Yes, sir.
Glad you found them. I asked. I asked at the con. I think I asked like 5 or 6 booths yesterday if anybody had that Invincible book for you, and I couldn't find it. So I'm really glad you found the books you were looking for, Brad. That's awesome.
I found it as soon as I got in. Maybe 5 minutes within me getting there, I found it. So
it was meant to be.
Awesome.
Right, real deal. What do you got, man? What have you?
All right, so I picked these books up probably last week and a half. So I've been looking for these, and so I picked up a spot.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's a dope ass cover.
So this label right here, you know where that's going? It's going to Lenny. So pretty nice copies. Pick this up at 300.
Oh, you ain't playing, man.
Yeah.
He's chasing that 9.8, bro.
Yeah, I'm chasing it. I picked another one of these up.
Oh, never go wrong.
Yeah,
man.
That is great.
I'm just going through it quick. I saw this. I don't have a 9.8 in it, so.
Love those.
Yeah.
Man.
The Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm a big, heavy X-Men Wolverine fan. So
wow.
A newsstand. Picked that one up, and then I actually picked this one in Orlando.
Frank Miller.
Up there, so.
Nice.
And then I got 2. This book, for some reason, is starting to jump up, so I got 2 newsstands.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is Carnage coming back?
I think the video game spiked some of the books,
yes,
including that one. I think it also positively impacted the Lizard first appearance in any Lizard-related covers.
Okay.
I got a couple more here. One of my favorite covers.
There you go.
You killed it the last week, man.
Yeah, and then a G.I. Joe #1.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah,
love it.
Those are my pickups this week, and they're all labeled. And send a shoot out to Lenny.
Yeah, that G.I. Joe's. I'm looking at it. It seems more affordable now than about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Man.
That one comic book, the Robert Kirkman one that he wrote, kind of spiked it a little bit, and then it started to settle back down. So if you're looking for that book, I would say probably right now is a good time to go buy it.
Yeah. The Void, right? That's what you're thinking of, where it's tying into their connected universe.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Void Rivals.
Yeah.
All right. So Alex, show us what you picked up.
All right, folks. Went to Daytona Con yesterday and was able to get something that I've been waiting for a while. Superman versus Muhammad Ali.
Nice.
And
Beautiful book.
I intentionally went to a con with only $20 in my pocket. And I was able to come home with this via some really cool trades. Tom worked it out for me. I was able to get it with a pure trade straight over the top for I had Tuma Dracula #1 at a 6.5 and got this one with $20 extra in my pocket. So I'm extremely happy with that. And it's one of the few comics that my dad put me on game on when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I never forget, I would go to the barbershop. My dad was like, Muhammad Ali beat Superman. I'd be like, well, it's not like my dad was like all in the comics, but like when I saw that, because I was trying to go for a Lobo, Del Lobo #1, and Tom is pretty much the top guy that you could go to in that con to try to get that book. But when I saw that one on the wall, we worked something out and it was magic from there. So I'm happy. That's pretty much my biggest book.
Nice.
I was really going, dollar diving, but when I got that, I was walking around happy as a clam. So
No, he sure was, man. I ran into him right after he got it. And the book's not small, so he's holding this thing like it's a painting.
Like a little kid, yeah.
Yeah.
He's walking around like this. I'm like, yo, why don't you put it down, bro? You're gonna mess it up because it's super clean, man. Like that copy is high grade.
Yeah, it's the cleanest one I've seen.
It is a nice copy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was another one right at the con. Somebody had it on their wall, but it was not.
I seen it.
Nice.
For 160, I seen it.
Yeah.
After I got that one, I didn't want to look at any more because, once you made a purchase, you kind of don't want to like see something for cheaper. You don't want to be
remorse.
I didn't do my due diligence, but I'm so happy with that book. That's the cleanest one I got, so I'm ecstatic.
Yeah.
Can you send that off to CGC?
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Are you going to get it graded?
Ironically, I don't know if I maybe got lost in translation. I went over, and said what's up to Lenny because pretty much going to the cons in the Central Florida area is almost kind of like a reunion. You know what I mean? You get to see folks you haven't seen in a long time and whatnot. But when I showed him, he was like, "Oh man, that's good." He's like, "I don't think you can send. I don't know if you can send that off to CGC. It may be too big, but even if it is, if I send it off, it's probably because magazines take a very long time to come back from CGC.
I think that's bigger than normal magazines too.
It is.
So,
yeah. So
but
I'm not sure.
I told him, I was like, just mount it on the wall, dude.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Buy a frame for it.
Yeah. I want to put it in something safe because to make it Alex proof.
Well, show respect to the book too. It'll show that put some more effort into it.
Yeah.
Build your own frame and grade it yourself.
That is true.
Yeah. So speaking of the con, right? So myself and Tap, we were there on Saturday, and then 4M and Supernova went. Today, Brian was with us on Saturday. He showed up a little later. But so what I liked about the con personally is I got a vendor pass from Pedro, so I was able to get there early, walk around, and there was vendors that I hadn't seen before. I've met 2 vendors that were originally from Miami. One of them still is located there. Had an amazing collection. Couldn't work on the prices, so I kept it moving, but the collection was amazing. There was another guy.
What kind of books were they? More modern, golden age, silver?
Silver,
okay.
Bronze, copper.
Oh wow!
I might have seen maybe 2 or 3 modern books, but he was more like, if you're like into silver, bronze, X-Men, he had a good selection of early Iron Man, Avengers. He had a lot of early Avengers.
Was he a Spanish guy? He was a Spanish guy?
Yeah, really tall guy.
I think that's the guy, Mike. Yeah.
Mhm.
I went to him for an 87 and he had an 86, and he was kind of like, he had some very good clean books. He was like, work me a deal. That's why I'm glad I went with my budget and stuck to my budget, because there was a lot of great books at the con today. Like, I seen a lot of great books. Like, should I splurge? It was a lot of great books.
Yeah. So for me, my goal was to get either a 181, like in the 30, 40 range. That was the goal, or a early ASMs, FF49. Those are the ones that I was really looking for. So I kind of had a goal in mind, which is why I really didn't buy much. Like these purchases were basically because I was like, yeah, I haven't bought anything, so I just kind of forced myself to buy something. But I didn't really, break my pockets or anything like that. So I got a $25 book, a $5 book, and then a little bigger book. So I didn't go ham on it. I had a lot of fun just walking around with the guys, hanging out with the, because some of our friends were vendors. Gerald was selling, Pedro was selling, T-Rex and Aaron were selling on the opposite end. So just walking back and forth was fun, and then running into people, running into other IG guys and YouTubers and all that. That was pretty fun. We ran into Puff Comics 83. I'll post this information here on the video. But it was a good guy, local. He has some friends that are from down south all the way to Tampa, so he has his own little crew that he rolls with. So he told us whenever we make it out to Tampa, hit him up. There's a shop over there that we've all talked about going, and he's actually been there before. Says great things about the shop. Brian, what's the name of the shop again?
Urban Legends.
Urban Legends,
I think. Yeah, Bradenton or Brandon or somewhere.
Brandon, yeah, it's in Brandon, Florida. So we definitely got to try to hit that up on a weekend one day. Wooly and I did find an FF49. I don't have the book with me. Wooly took it, so we worked a deal with a vendor. I think the book was a 4.0, CGC 4.0. Display's really, really nice. So we ended up going in on that book. He then purchased another book. I can't recall what he found, and we did find one Hulk 181 that was within budget. The only problem is it was a 3.0, but it had a lot of water damage on the front. And it had mold on the top left corner. And, the price was we were working on the price. We're getting really close to the price that would make sense until I just kept looking. I left. I kept going back and forth, and I came back and I looked at it one more time and I said, I don't think I'm gonna be happy with this book. Like the way it presents is just not ever going to make me happy. So the guy was selling basically the book at GPA by the time we worked down the deal. But I don't think I would be happy with that grade, just based on appearance. So at that point I was buying the grade, not the way the book looks.
Yeah.
So I wasn't happy with that. We left the book. Really nice guy. I mean, he was, willing to work with us. So I appreciated that. That was a bust. And I didn't manage to sell some of the slabs that I took with me. I wasn't very active in that. Honestly, all I did was just hang out. That was mainly what I was doing. I was just having a great time hanging out, man.
There was a lot of hanging out.
Yeah,
Those are the best times.
Yeah, it was.
Tom,
what about you, Tap? You were there on Saturday too, man. Tell us about. I mean, clearly you did well.
Yeah. Puff, aka Sean, aka Puff, man. To be totally honest, I feel like he was my good luck charm because he was right there while I was going through with the deal, and when I got it, I was like I said, I was happy as a clam. I was happy. I was like, dude, because I've been walking past that book for so many times, kind of like putting it on the back burner, and it's been slowly going up, slowly, and it's been getting rarer and rarer. But like I said, everyone I saw in the past didn't look as pretty as that one. They were pretty beat, you know what I mean? And understandably so, because it's not, I mean, your average size comic or your regular comic, it has, a short box, long box. You could put it in something safe, but that's so big and, Aki, you know what I mean? I can see why they get messed up. But when I saw that, it just completely caught my eye. And so I got that. And, but ultimately after I got that book, just chilling, to be totally honest. I really didn't. I was just going through some dollar boxes, but really just fellowshipping and having fun with the community, chilling with the fams, just having fun. It was really good environment. Yesterday was, I don't know about today, but yesterday was a really good environment, and that con is always fun. Hanging out with my guy Cliff from Cliff's bookstore. He always has bangers. I can go on and on for some of the vendors, and they always treat you well. And it's like the more you go, the more you learn, and how you can finagle the system without even having to use greenbacks, cash. You can literally just trade, for what you want. and so I was able to do that. I got another book, but I totally forgot. I forgot about it. It's somewhere else. It's an X-Men book, and to be totally honest, that's what I want to go in on. And everybody had a lot of X-Men yesterday, and I wanted to get in on it, but Cliff from Cliff Bookstore, he's been helping me collect, X-Men. I've been trying to get from, like, I got my giant size, and I went from giant size all the way to the end. And that's pretty much where I want to start. But I gotta write some stuff up just to see what I got, what I don't got, so I'm not buying the same book over and over and over again. And I got, like, I want to say 3 short boxes of X-Men right now. But other than that, man, the con was amazing. I mean, I prefer cons like that. I mean, I prefer a con like that over MegaCon any day. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to.
This con was about comic books.
It was comic books, man. It was comic books, and everybody had, good rapport, good, people would talk to you. They weren't trying to be mean. They were willing to work with you. You know what I mean? You can tell that the vendors made money. It was. I think the con went as good as it was for the customers. It was good for the vendors, and it was quid pro quo. You know what I mean? It was great.
You know what? I want to add on to that statement you made about Sean, because you're right. That guy is a lucky charm. Guess who held that first Lobo book before it was bought by Pedro to give to Gerald?
Are you serious?
That ass.
Sean had it.
Sean had it. He was at that con, right? He wasn't even planning on, but his buddies were like, let's roll.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Well,
that's awesome.
So coincidentally,
that's a great story.
He's aware of the book, right? He knows what the book is, right?
Oh yeah. He definitely knows.
There's a couple other guys that he rolls with or fans that actually have those books now, right? So I know that he's probably like looking at it like, okay, I got to get one as well. Anywho, so I brought up the story about the book, right? And he goes, man, I held that book before your boy bought it. And he starts scrolling through his phone. And he goes, look. And he shows me the picture of him holding the book. And I was like,
oh, Sean.
He's a lucky charm. So we need to roll with him.
We need to pull Sean out. Like, Sean, you coming, man. You coming.
I'm going to put it
like
work.
Don't worry, we'll pay you.
Yeah, for real.
Give me that 181.
Pay him to hang out with us.
Like, you coming, man.
That's good to know. I follow Sean on IG as well and support his Instagram. Today, it was a lot less people. And, of course, last day, a lot of vendors are trying to get rid of a lot of stuff. So it was a perfect day to work deals. So I was able to find what I needed. I did a bunch of digging. Mike, Dave, we had a good time. Got to, hang out with Pedro and Gerald. Me and Pedro almost did a deal for my Ultimate Fallout 9.8. I was going to come down and collect another book, but Pedro is such an honest guy. He's like, man, I just totally win this. So he was like, I'm not going to do that deal with you. So he's a good guy, man. He's a real good guy.
What book were you trying to get? Or
he was gonna give me a 9.6. He was gonna give me a Fantastic Four 52, and then and then he said he was going to even it out. But Pedro's just like, look, I'm gonna win out of this, and he was like, I won't do the deal with you.
He's done that for me and Willie in the past. Like, like especially on a Thursday night, we have a couple of drinks, head over to his place, and I'm like, oh, I really want that book, and he'd be like, look, man, just
right,
remind me tomorrow, we'll talk about it, or he'll be like, the difference is just so high that you're gonna have to give me a lot more books or some cash. So he's like, this isn't the book to get right now, right? I'll have it here if you can get it at a later time. So I do appreciate that about him as well.
Honestly, to be totally honest, that's the reason why it's good to go hunting, especially at a con like that with the squad. Especially if you all have a good bond, you know what the other person may like, and because there's certain things that I know that someone else may know, and it may tie into my interest. You know what I mean? It'd be like, hey, man, this book got such and such. It's the first such and such, such and such. You know, and I'd be like, oh, man, I didn't even know about that. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? They put you on game, and you're able to, like, instead of being stuck, because, like, yesterday, my plan of attack was, let me walk. When I go into a con, I like to walk around to look at the wall real quick. You know what I mean? Just so I can try to buy the first. I don't want to buy the first thing, and then the next booth it's like $200-$300 cheaper. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like whenever you're like diving into the boxes, like I go ahead and say, all in all, Gerald, he's a beast when it comes to
Sniper.
He can like
Sniper.
he can go
Sniper.
through a short box, a long box like that, and he has like a very photographic memory, and so like he can go and be like, sometimes like we have a thing, you know what I mean, we'll call dibs on something at a store somewhere, and if we see like, hey man, I call dibs, so if I see it, I won't get it, I know it's his, and vice versa. But sometimes if there's like multiples in a box, he'll pull out, boom boom boom, I got two, pick, you know, you get that one, or you know. But it's just the fact that he can go through a short box or a long box a whole hell of a lot faster, as well as he knows what I like. He'd be like, hey man, I know you like that. There you go. There you go. You know what I mean? We look out for each other, and you can be able to like cover a large ground, you know what I'm saying, a lot faster. And so I must say, it really is good to like, you know, get with a click and conquer a large area, especially at a place like the Daytona Con, because they had a lot of good sales.
Man,
and sometimes
some great books.
Yeah, you know,
some great books there, man.
And let's just be real, a lot of cons aren't like that.
Right.
I'm just going to be honest. A lot of cons aren't like that. A lot of cons, you know what I mean, the vendors are like, you know, sharks. They'll come in and they're trying to get pandemic or pre-pandemic prices for things that makes absolutely no sense.
Future prices that don't exist yet.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, everybody at this con was definitely there to sell books and make deals.
Yeah.
There was no doubt about that. There was some good stuff. There was also some artists. A lot of artists were there.
Yeah,
That's right.
Georges Genti was there right next to T-Rex's booth. He does all the interior work right now for Mandalorian. Did a lot of Buffy stuff. There was some good stuff there.
One of the things I liked about the small con too, with this one that we were there, was that we were able to work on our relationships with the dealers as well. So we had a chance to really talk to some of the dealers that you usually see in passing, because it's kind of, you know, it's really busy, or it's especially at MegaCon and stuff like that, you really don't have time to just interact with vendors you see over time. Whereas here at the smaller ones, especially at the Daytona Beach Comic Con, we had the opportunity to just kind of talk, like Adam from Iconic, and then some of the other ones as well, just having fun, just like getting to know. And as you get to know the dealers, they work with you because they see you, and it's like, you know, I've been looking at this, and he's like, I got you. Look, this is what I got in the book, you know, blah blah blah, and they hook you up with a good deal. So I really like that relationship building that the smaller cons allows us to do.
Yeah, walking back between Pedro's booth and to T-Rex's booth, you kind of got to know a lot of the other dealers that I never really interacted with before. I also got to meet Cliff for the first time. I've been to a store a couple of times, but the guy's never there, so I finally got to meet Cliff, which was pretty cool.
And you guys know Tony's not. You know Tony's leaving, right? Tony's last con.
Have Ringo Tony?
Yeah. Tony.
Oh,
he moved to, he's moving. But he was introducing us to some of the other guys. I think Darren is one of the guys that's coming in, and Tony spoke highly of him. So another dealer, another great person in the community we get to know and get to all kind of interact with. So
yeah, Tony's awesome.
Denny, his name is Denny.
Denny. Sorry, Denny.
Ironic Spiders and Collectibles. I got Invincible 89 from Arkham Asylum. That's where I got it from.
Really? You know, I've never been to that shop.
Arkham Asylum. Yep.
And they're in Daytona. Yeah.
And they said, hey.
Oh wait, my bad. I have been there. I've been there once.
Yeah, you've been there. Yeah.
They said come up and make sure you guys visit the shop. So I said we'll make sure the heroes come. So one day we gotta all get up there, get a nice video going, and
dude, you know who he is? He's the one that had the Michael Jordan card. Remember,
he's the one that had this too.
Yeah,
he is. He was the one that had that one. He was. Yeah,
I asked him about that. I said, "You guys sell cards too?" And he's like, "Yeah, a little bit." You know, so great guy, man. He's the one. He had a full run of Invincible, and lo and behold, I'm going 81, 82,
13, I believe.
84, 85, 86, 87, mind you, I was counting from 1. 89. I said, I didn't skip past nothing. I was like, oh, okay, all of this is in order. And I got to 89, it was right there. So
Shining
Yeah,
Agate.
yeah, that's who got the Black Adam. That's who had the Black Adam as well. So super cool guy, super cool guy.
And he
Yeah.
said he got that complete run too. So
Yeah, he has the Black Adam complete.
Blue
run.
Adam, Blue
Blue Adam. Sorry.
Blue Marvel.
I might have to go hit him up again.
Uh,
They've only been around for a couple of months, but the shop's really nice. The setup is nice. We had a good time when we went over there. It's a small place, but most of it is back issues, which I like. So I like those kind of comic shops, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And the guy he's a good dude. He has a
super cool cat.
Batman Adventures 12 that
Yeah.
I was
Really?
trying to get from him. But the price went up since the last time I saw him, so I was like, I'm gonna keep it moving. He still has the book, so I was happy about that.
Was it raw graded or what?
It was great. It's a 9.6 direct edition.
Ooh.
Nice.
The sad
Nice.
the sad thing about that book is it's only gonna go up.
You know what? It has its moments, man. Because it was
Yeah.
like 3 to 4 months back, it was about $300 less.
Okay.
Which, when you go past $1,000, to me, that's significant. So, the booth that's next to him, I can't remember the guy's name, but he had a NYX3 98.
Ooh.
There's a
And
few. It was a few in there. There was a few
Yeah, I
in
saw one. I wonder if it's the same cat.
That was the only one I saw. So he had it for 12. Gerald came and grabbed me. I was doing something. He's like, "Hey man, I talked to this guy. He said he could do it for 1,100." And the thing is, I had the money, but the problem was I only wanted to pay $1,000 for the book, and I just couldn't talk myself. It sounds silly, but you know who I learned this from? There's a friend of ours who I think Miller might figure out who this is. He'll ask you, "What are you asking for?" And you say, "I'm asking $1,200," and he'll say, "I'm looking to pay this." And I like that approach where it's like he's already said it, put it in his head, I'm looking to pay that much.
Yeah.
I know you want that, but I want to pay this. And so I, couldn't bring the guy down to the additional $100. But I think one of our friends picked it up. I think it was Pedro because he sent me a photo of the.
Yeah,
really?
he did. He grabbed it. He grabbed
bought
it
it today.
Yeah.
Nice.
I really thought
Alright.
you was gonna get that book. I was like, man, he's gonna get this book. But
I don't want to pay more than $1,000 for that book. That's so
makes
silly, but I know I'll get it one day for $1,000. Same thing with the New Mutants 98. I don't want to pay more than $1,000 for the book.
Pedro work a deal out with you.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't asked him about it, but he's got one. He had one on the wall.
And Pedro loves nothing. So
He loves the transaction.
yeah, that's it.
He loves the transaction.
He actually did a deal with that guy that we were talking about that from Miami. He went over there and made some purchases. He actually got a raw New Mutants 98 from that guy and some
Really?
additional books.
Oh, cool.
And that guy then came over to Pedro's and bought some books from Pedro.
Oh wow.
So
all right.
vendors were doing,
Oh yeah,
helping
for
each
sure.
other out or what have you, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
For sure.
But he did. I know Pedro did well yesterday, especially towards the earlier part of the show. He had a hell of a transaction. I wish he was here with us so he could tell you the transaction because it's nothing that we all put together here could have done. I'll put it to you like that. Yeah,
I
was
heard
big
it was
boy stuff.
I heard some great deals went on. I heard a family member of the heroes got collection got wiped out. Toy collection got swooped up. So I heard guys were doing good.
Yeah.
T said he had a wonderful Saturday. Yeah, so it was good. It was good. I wish a lot more people would have showed up on Sunday because it was great books and those guys were ready. They were ready to give deals, man. They were ready to give deals. I got in there right at 10. They were wide-eyed, ready to go, ready to make some deals. So it was a good time.
My wife was trying to send me out there like at noon. She's like, if you want to go because you think there's a good book. I'm like, you trying to get rid of me?
Get out the house.
I'm like, my legs are hurting from yesterday, yo.
Yo,
Man.
yo, the
No
feet
joke.
was on fire, bro.
Alex would have stopped talking about that, bro. He was like, I wish I had a kid with me so I could have him rub my feet right now. I'm like,
Rub my feet, man. Good
I'm
God.
like, are you
man.
serious? He goes, my dad used to do that to me.
Yeah, hey, dude, hey. He was like this. These feet give you money and put food on the table. I was just like,
Okay.
how to do it.
Yeah.
Old
Free
school
child
over here.
labor.
Exactly.
Child labor.
We said this
Rub my feet.
jokingly, by the way, but I also kind of wasn't. I think it was Gerald that that was like, we should get a booth next year.
Oh,
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, that was me. We get a big one.
Yeah.
Put two.
It was you, right? So one of y'all.
Yeah.
And I was
Get
like,
two
Gerald.
big booths together.
Yeah, I was like, Gerald or Pedro, one of y'all talk to Tom, man. Let's see if we can make it happen. It's like 4 of us show up and just share one booth. Just-
Have a Heroes After Dark booth, and we can all put
preferably
books
the
up.
one right next to Pedro, so we can just mess with him the whole time. Just
All right.
take all his customers away.
That one. We need that one.
Right? Yeah, we ain't got nothing to sell. We're just here to mess with the guy next to us.
Essentially.
No,
How much is he
it
gonna
was,
charge you on that book? I'll undercut.
Yeah. How much you want? Nah.
yeah,
Pass.
yeah. Hey, he's priced aggressively. Come over here. We got some.
Yeah, I think his selection of books, I'm gonna say he probably had, my opinion, and I'm not saying that because I know the guy, he had some books on the very top shelf that just put some of the other vendors, like,
Of course.
it was a museum at one point, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But he was moving though.
Yeah.
He had
Now
that
listen.
giant size X-Men 9/8 up on the wall.
He had 3. Well,
Yeah.
198, but then 2 other
198.
ones.
Yeah.
Just the fact that
Pedro,
they have
Pedro top
198 is
wall was,
ridiculous.
yeah, it was crazy. There was another vendor all the way in the back of the building. He had a long wall, and he had a lot of good slabs of
Oh, yeah, I know what
modern
you're talking about.
He had
silver.
181.
Yeah,
Yep.
he had
I
some
know.
good books, and his raw copies look phenomenal. That's why I was like, I'm glad I stayed on a budget, because when I seen his stuff, I was like, oh shoot!
Yeah.
If I don't find what I'm looking for, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So-
chopped it up with him. Yeah, he was a good dude.
And
He
do
knew
we
books.
we don't normally see him in
Nope.
the rotation, do we?
Nope, there was a lot of the newer guys. You could tell who they were because they were towards
Yeah.
the back,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
OGs, the more well-known guys. You know, Tony Half Gringo was like, as soon as you walked in, he was right
He
there.
was right there.
Pedro was right
Tony,
next to the
Louis,
door. Louis was
Pedro,
there. You
Cliff
go.
was in the
Yeah,
front.
Cliff,
Yeah.
They're the old schools.
Yeah, the newer guys were towards the back. But listen, the place is not humongous, and because it was so well organized, you got a chance to see all the vendors. Like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
most of them were there to sell comics. That was
Yeah.
great, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday felt like it's only comics. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you go to MegaCon, you go to these places, they acting like they over here moving stocks and doing world affairs. It's like, yo, this is a hobby. This is something that we took from our childhood. You know what I mean? And there's a direct difference. You know what I mean? Like the people who did not. I'm not trying to say that this is what everybody does, but like this is something that we did from our childhood and we grew up with it and we want to continue in it versus someone getting into it as an adult and they're only looking at it as money. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened at the con. It was like, you know what? If they saw you really liked the book, they tried to work with you because they wanted to give you something that you actually wanted. It wasn't like we were sitting up here being like, you know what, I can get that book and
Right.
flip it. A lot of like primarily the majority of the books that we all just showed today are books that we've wanted, we're gonna have on our shelves and
Right.
and genuinely love. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. When people start trying to be all like, I'll never forget. I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody from New York or whatever, but it was this New York cat. It was like the first time I went to MegaCon, he got me. Like I don't want to say he swindled me, but like I definitely got taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? And it was a book that I really wanted, and I felt like I was in a scene of either Casino or The Godfather or something. He had that whole that talk like, hey, what you going to do? Get it. I'm
You
just
know what
like,
you call that, Alex? That's the
like,
price of
whoa.
education, man.
it really was. Because I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
this in comics. I'm like, I'm like, this is comic books. Why you coming? You know what I mean? Like, why you coming like that in this world? But then, like you say, I'm happy I learned that lesson at
Right.
earlier on, so that I can know how to like maneuver that, because that's something that you would expect outside of a kid like situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, or something dealing with comic books, toys, etc., etc. But that's why I enjoy cons like the Daytona Beach con. It's on the level. It's definitely on the level.
Hey, Miller, man, you gonna come to next year's?
Yeah. I already talked to Pedro, and I'm like, I'm gonna be there. So I just talked to him a little bit ago, and he was telling me about it. So
Yeah, he had a good time. Everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
I think our next thing is we need to figure out as this year closes out, we're gonna start planning for next year's cons, right?
Yeah.
Like cons as a group, we can all start going.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I want to do Baltimore, man. I'm not even going to front. I said I wanted to do Hero, that fell through, but I'm not going to front. There's a book that I'm gunning for, and I got to get that biscuit. I swear to God, I got to get that biscuit. And I mean, everybody that went to Heroes this year, it wasn't even there. And so they say that Baltimore is supposed to be the biggest one in the country. If I'm not correct, someone please correct me.
Other than San Diego, probably.
San Diego, either or, whichever one that I'm going to have the most luck at being able to get that book. That's the con I want to go to next year. I got to get that Lobo.
Yeah.
Hey Miller, what about the cons over on your side of things, man?
They're okay. I mean, I think when I come out there to MegaCon every year, it kind of serves its purpose. It's tough though, because it's like what books you're looking for, searching for. But there's some good cons out here. Down in Houston, there's a bunch of good con. I think there's a Heroes Con down there, and Dallas, there's a couple cons every year. So they're pretty big too. So you guys are more than welcome to come out, stay with me if you guys want. So
nice, we appreciate.
I know a couple of guys are coming out for. There's a big con. I forgot the name of it. I think Pedro and Lenny and Heritage.
That's for the big dogs. That's like
Aaron's gonna be there too. Yeah.
Invite only. What's the secret password again? That's for the big dogs.
Yeah.
So I got that ticket. That's in November, first week of November. So those guys are coming out. It's in Dallas here. So
that's nice.
Yeah,
just trying to save my pennies because that's gonna be.
You going? You going to it, right?
Yeah.
If you see a Lobo, I swear to God, help me.
I give you my kids, man. I give you my kids.
Alex said, "Help me, please.
Help me, please.
Yeah.
Please, officer."
Yeah. I think that's in Dallas every year. I think I think it was here last year. I don't know if they moved locations, but.
Yeah, that sounds like big boy books. That's like all golden age.
Yeah. So you want a comic or a car?
I was about to say, Lenny already told me it's for the high rollers.
Yeah.
It's for the heavy hitters to wheel and deal around. So he said, man, you got to have a serious budget that way. So
yeah, like you say, people are here trying to trade books. Like, how about I give you the keys to my car? Like,
right.
It's the same thing, right? Might as well just drop it off, fly back home.
Yeah, for real.
I'll take some video and stuff like that. And
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Because I'm sure that's going to be a hell of an experience.
Yeah. Next level.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. Let's go ahead and let's end the haul video right about here. And next week we should have, I think we're gonna have the entire crew with us. So next week, best week. We'll see what happens. Till then, appreciate you guys for sticking it out, hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys next time.